Greetings, Temple Beth Shalom. Rabbi Aaron Box back with Parashat T'tzaveh, Torah portion of the week. This Shabbat, we are in Parashat T'tzaveh, also from the book of Exodus. T'tzaveh is Exodus 27:20 through 30:10. What I'd like to do today, instead of giving sort of an overview of the Parashat, which I usually do, I want to focus on one particular thing, one particular idea. Um, One of the most important aspects of Judaism, when you walk into a sanctuary, there's certain things you look for. You look for the Kaddish memorial boards. You look for a bima. You look for an ark, and you look for the eternal light, the Ner Tamid, which every synagogue in the world has. And we find in this week's Torah portion, Parashat T'tzaveh, instructions about the oil for the light. And the words, and we're talking about chapter 27 of Exodus, verse 20, says, "You shall further instruct the Israelites to bring you clear oil of beaten olives for lighting, for kindling lamps regularly." The Hebrew is leha'alot ner tamid. Ner is in the singular. Plural translation here seems to reflect an attempt to align this passage with the idea of seven lamps at the end of the branches of the seven-pronged menorah. Also, I want to focus on the word tamid. It literally translates as regularly. It refers to the regular daily ritual of lamp lighting. The term sometimes means continually, but that is not its plain sense here. Later on, Jews paired tamid with the preceding word ner to form the name or the concept of ner tamid, the the always burning, ever burning, or eternal light that is suspended in front of or on top of a synagogue's ark. The language is interesting because it says um, in the next verse in 27:21, Aaron and his sons shall set them up in the tent of meeting outside the curtain which is over the ark of the pact to burn from evening to morning. Evening to morning. And the explanation is that the light is to be burning during the overnight dark hours. But then it continues, "It shall be a dew from the Israelites for all time throughout the ages." Such language in the Torah usually signifies something that would give divine sanction to an existing custom by attributing it to the time of Moses and the authority that's been given, Sinai, from Sinai. But if you go even further, if we look at chapter 30, verses 7 through 8, it tells us, "On it Aaron shall burn aromatic incense. He shall burn it every morning when he tends the lamps. And Aaron shall burn it at twilight when he lights the lamps, a regular incense offering before Adonai throughout the ages." And the explanation at the bottom is, "The wafting upward of the smoke of burning incense may represent a primitive metaphor in which God smells the incense in the earthly shrine and thereby notices the officiants and comes to meet them. Perhaps it also represents an attempt to communicate with the unseen deity via something as ethereal as smoke." But this is in reference to the burning of the incense. And there's all kinds of theories that have been talked about or spread about throughout time. If I'm looking in the Women's Commentary, page 490, the commentary on T'tzaveh, it says, Reflecting on the commandment in 27:20 about kindling lights, medieval commentators offer two possible interpretations of the phrase ner tamid, literally light regularly, but understood to mean eternal lamp. Rashi suggested it meant routinely kindled, while Nachmanides understood it as continually burning. In general, Nachmanides' interpretation, the image of an eternal burning light or eternally kindled light, as opposed to lit every day, is what became our tradition. In the rabbinic imagination, the eternal lamp of the synagogue recalls the menorah of temple times, since rabbinic tradition associates the Ner Tamid with the central lamp of the menorah in the temple. So, as you can see, this idea of Ner Tamid we've been discussing, talking about since medieval times, going all the way back to the Bible, actually, and it's a comment on the choice of words that are used in the Torah and how we define or how we interpret it for today, how they interpreted it 5, 6, 7, 800 years ago as well. Is it always burning, or is it to be kindled every day? That's for you to decide. Shabbat Shalom.